baby. I'll be your fantasy. I need your loving. I can guarantee I'll be what you need. Just call me.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Song 43, a podcast for those of you looking to get a deeper look at how this creator creates while being a mom, working full-time, and doing all the things. I just practiced a new skill that I learned at Ecamm Creator Camp, which was adding an overlay with a timer, with a transparency, and then I added my theme music in real time. That was so freaking cool. So thank you to the Ecamm fam for giving me that mad skill. So here I am live, hoping that someone will join and watch me on YouTube. But if you're not and you're listening, welcome back to the podcast where I kind of go through my daily life and catch you up on what's been going on because I know you're dying to know. Maybe not. But I did have some cool stuff happen and some really uncool stuff happen in the past 2 weeks since we were last chitty chat. And number one, the big elephant in the room, being that we have a new president, or we will in January, and it's pretty dark times. I'm not gonna lie. Last week when I woke up on Wednesday, um, yeah, I I want to say I was surprised. Part of me was because I really thought we were going to do it this time and beat him, but we didn't because I just knew there's still too much hatred in this world and still too much misinformation. Now, I'm not saying one side, left or right, are the correct way to go here. I am a Democrat. I have more liberal leaning tendencies. We are not without our flaws. But we are also not convicted felons, or we weren't running a convicted felon. So that's where I get so hung up is where do we go so wrong that our options were this strong, independent woman with a track record that apparently was not substantial enough for some. Okay. To a criminal, misogynistic, racist, terrifying person. Um, and it's just disheartening, having certain people I know vote for this person and not having the right information. And I'm not saying I'm some sort of political expert because God knows I can't even watch the news because it's just so upsetting half the time, which is irresponsible. But it's mind blowing. So I did some research and I found a lot more scary things about him. And then, so that happened last week. And on the podcast last time, I was saying we're going to have a new president the next time we talked. And so I led off with that. And it's a dark one, and I apologize. And if you voted for him, I don't understand you at all. But, we're all humans, and we got to figure this out together. That's what we got to do. So other things that happened in the past 2 weeks, it's been hard. It's been really just crazy. We've got family friends going through some stuff. We've got some friends of ours who just lost everything in a house fire. And, it's just crazy times around here trying to process that, process the election, and just be here for people. I got my dearest friend actively, losing her dad right now, which if you haven't lost a parent, bless you. Hold on to them for as long as you can, because when you join that club, it is a really shitty club to be a member of because it's very difficult to watch that person in your life change right in front of your eyes. In some ways being stolen away from you by death, but in some ways just changing who they are mentally, physically. You're watching these changes happen. You're hearing these things coming out of their mouths and you're like, where the hell did that come from? And it's just the parent-child dynamic just flies out the window and you just feel like you're in the Twilight Zone and having an out-of-body experience for the entirety of it, and there's no one who preps you for what you'll see when someone is dying. I don't know what it's like for everybody else. It's gonna get real dark for a minute, but when I lost my dad, he went into hospice on a Monday and he passed on a Friday, and it was the most surreal 5 days. The so many emotions of just guilt for not being there 24/7. He was in a nursing home at that point. Fear of not going there because he was in a nursing home and actively dying. Seeing him in that state, watching him physically pass, which was an amazing thing to witness, but also terrifying and sad, but just happy because I knew that he was out of pain. It is a total mind fuck. But what they don't tell you when you go into hospice is that they're essentially just going to drug you until you pass and not feed you or give you fluids. So, yeah, watching that in real time, it's not, you don't know what's happening and it's just a lot. So my dear friend is going through that right now, and it's awful. So yeah, it's a dark time right now, and just trying to be there for friends and for family, and keeping myself balanced and keeping my family okay and balanced, and trying to make a happy birthday for Eric, which his birthday is tomorrow. And I'm like, holy crap, I have like nothing prepared except one thing and a birthday banner and a card, and I got to bake a cake tomorrow. Um, but let's talk about that. That's like what birthdays are when you're in your 40s. It just becomes this kind of, I don't know, this this part of life that you have to just check a box and have one every year. And it's like, yep, here comes again. Wee, like going around the Ferris wheel. And they're not, they lose their like shine and splendor. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I hope that I can bring him some joy. God damn, I'm dark tonight. I'm sorry. But that's life. Life is crazy. Um, but we're trying to just do it all and keep it together, and I don't know, see what we can do. But one thing that was interesting is that I was able to find some CDs. Well, I don't know if it's an interesting thing, but I was going through things because when people suffer a loss, like a catastrophic fire, like our friends just did, it makes you kind of take stock and inventory of things. Like, okay, things are just things; they can be replaced. And thank God they were all okay. Animals all okay, kids all okay, everything fine. But the house is a total loss. But all of the things in it, you think about, yes, it's just stuff. It's replaceable. But some of those things aren't. And so I had this moment of like, oh my gosh, what if I lost all of my writing or all of my music that's not backed up to the cloud because it's just sitting on this ancient antiquated thing called a CD, which I don't even have a CD player for. So I'm starting to archive things. I don't know if anyone's tried to do that, but it takes a minute. It really takes a minute to do that. You have to have patience, um, and you have to be able to try and just carve out some time to do it. But I did start scanning photos into my computer and into the cloud. So, now's the time. Don't wait for stuff. If you have things and memories and memorabilia and you want to capture them and store them, we have the technology to do that, even if you just take pictures with your phone. So I'm starting to do that. But in that search for things, I was able to find this CD here, which if you're watching online, it says Demos for Lisa Carver. And this is a CD that of two demos that I did when I was in Nashville. And the two songs are Spot of Grease on Some Rust and Temporary High. These songs are so flippin' good. And I think I've played them before on the podcast, but I was afraid that this CD was no longer going to work. So I've now got it into the cloud. Now they are mine forever. And then I found this other CD that has 8 songs on it. Oh, sorry, lies. 13 songs called, I think it's called like Song Ideas from 2007. And I just found some cool tracks in here that I wasn't really expecting to find. So I think I'll play some of those at the end. Or maybe, because I am in this amazing thing called Ecamm, I can actually do this. I can go in here and find songs to pull into the podcast in real time, which is just insane to me because I've never been able to actively use this software, I feel like, to its, I don't know, full potential. But I also don't think that I can find it right here. Let's see if I can find it. So, if you're tuning in live and you've ever wondered what I sounded like in 2007, no, ever wondered how songs come to fruition, and yeah, I wish I could tell you because in 2007, I have no idea how I recorded this song. I was listening to it today and I was like, how did I do this? Because I didn't have an iPhone, I don't think. I didn't have voice memo. It sounds pretty clear, and I don't know how I did that. So it's been really cool to find these songs again and think maybe I could actually bring these back and turn them into something. So that's what I'm working on right now. And I'm trying to pull it into the broadcast, and I don't think I can, which is very frustrating. Oh, what if I do this? Sorry, guys, if you're tuning in live, and we'll be editing this out of the podcast portion of this, a faux show. But anyway, I can't get it into the broadcast. Oh, bummer. So I'm hoping to explore those songs and find more CDs and listen to those CDs and rip those songs into my computer and get them into the cloud so that I can have them for eternity and not worry about them burning up or disappearing because that would be super sad. So, thoughts and prayers for our friends who just lost everything. They are doing okay, but we are, you know, it's, yeah, it's going to take a minute. I'm also contemplating making a Christmas album using some songs that I'm going to license and sing along with, essentially, and release it. So I've always wanted to do that, and it never really clicked that I could maybe do that, without playing the instruments. I do have some Christmas songs that are on lauraclap.com, which I'll post those up as soon as I finish the podcast that I put up every year. And there's an original Christmas song on there. But yeah, what are some of your favorite holiday songs? Because now's the time. Now's the time to get those requests in and think about what you want to do. So, what I'll do for that is download tracks and license them, essentially paying a fee so that I can release them commercially. So, anybody could do that. So, if you've ever wanted to release your own version of, I don't know, I'll Be Home for Christmas or your favorite song, you can do that. You can license the track or you can just get a karaoke track. If you are looking to sing along and looking to record, it's so easy to do it these days. Don't be afraid. Just go for it. Just sing along and make that dream come true. So that's what I'm going to be doing in the next coming weeks, trying to get that out and up before December 1st. Oh my gosh, we are almost to Thanksgiving. It's insane. Trying to get these new songs out of Mark. We just got him over to Soren Anderson 2 weeks ago, and he's been working on Rise Up. So music is coming. It's happening. But, I'm trying to get out of this funk and trying to get ahead of these things and all of these problems that are happening in the world around me and staying positive and trying to focus on that wherever I can. So that's pretty much all I have to share with you today and tonight. And I have some guests lined up. I know this podcast is crazy weird for those of you just tuning in for the first time. You're like, what is she even talking about? That's exactly it. I'm just marking the day and the time to let myself know that this stuff happened to me in this year. I did look, and we are at episode, what did I just figure out? We are at episode 20 of season 2. 2 more episodes, and we will be 100 episodes in to song 43. So this is quite a big deal for me, and I'm so appreciative of you for being here with me. And yeah, I'm just having a blast doing this, even when I'm sad and even when I'm tired. I love that I have this to do every 2 weeks to just keep myself accountable. So super grateful for you. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week. Oh, that didn't really work. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week, a wonderful rest of your week. And as always, thanks for listening.
Finally who I need to be. Just call me honey. If you please, just call me baby. I'll be your fantasy. I need your loving. And I can guarantee I'll be what you need. Just call me